Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Yes.
Indoors again.
Oh, yes.
Thanks to the weather.
Yes.
Everyone's doing nothing but talk about the weather.
I know. It's really, really mad.
We sound very English about it, but I was in town the other day and spoke to the girls at the checkout, and they were just going on about the weather and the weather and the weather. I said, you sound very English talking about the weather. They're going, I know, but it's just such weather to talk about.
Yeah. Well, they're hoping that the grape harvest is going to be a bumper harvest this year, as long as we get the right amount of sun for the grapes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the almond harvest
is, because of too much rain, is likely to be dire this year, apparently.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
But that's what the farmers are saying around here.
Yes. Yes, they are. Anyway.
So that'll be good for drinks that are mostly grapes.
Yes.
We like that.
Yes.
So, anyway, rain has affected what we can and cannot achieve, as you well know. So, Chris has managed to
make a start on doing the corral floor phase 2 to turn the corral into a dining room. Dun, dun.
He's tried that 3 times, and the first time he's got it out in one.
Yes.
The cold in here is affecting the joints, including speaking properly.
Yes.
The only other thing we've got on this video is we've taken advantage of the fact we're stuck indoors, and I've actually done some fish tank maintenance.
Yes, we're joining the tiny property revolution. We're doing our tiny aquarium. Because we have tiny corals in our tiny fish house, but we don't have any tiny fish to go in it just yet.
Yet. We will have.
Yes.
Oh, so we're joining the tiny house brigade?
Yes.
Everything on the internet, isn't it? It's tiny, this tiny. Okay. We've got a tiny fish tank.
Yeah. No. We've got a massive fish tank as well.
Yeah, we've got a tiny one. That's the one we're going to talk about. Clicks.
Yes. Anyway, guys.
Anyway, enjoy. If you do, hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, yes.
Bye for now.
Well, same weather, different day. We did manage to put some polythene up on the flat roof there. I'll just angle it up. That's there. In the hope that it would have worked. I went through. It hasn't really. It has helped, but it hasn't stopped the problem, so we thought it might. It was just worth throwing a handful of euros at it. It wasn't expensive at all. I think it was about €6 for that piece of polythene. It's the same thickness as you put under cement and the concrete, so it's a good thickness, but unfortunately it hasn't really worked. Ceiling in the kitchen still dripping, I think. Yeah, as you can see, still dripping, but nowhere near as bad as it was, which is a bonus. Right, get these dogs in because they don't mind it so much when it's wet, especially that one. Look at the state of him. Yeah, I know it's boring. Yes. Right, come on guys, let's go inside. Come on, in we go. Let's go in. Good boy Loki. Good boy Dover. In you go, through the broken fly door. Got a dry day. Oh, so far. The wind is blowing really, really bad again. We did have some rain first thing this morning, but that's gone away. I don't know for how long, so I'm going to get on with trying to cut some tiles. Okay, so update on the roof. That seems okay. Well, seems okay there. That's just got really, really, really bad now. That bit along there at the bottom where that vent is, that's because the roof hasn't, the wall should I say, hasn't been coated And that's the same. Fortunately, with all this being lime, it's not going to be too much of a problem. Once it dries out, it can be sorted. And unfortunately, our temporary repair on the roof above this corridor hasn't worked. We've had some water come in, and there as well. Oh dear, I better get this panel off. And here. So I'm hoping that because of the way the wires, connections and everything are in there, it's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to be careful. I've turned the lighting mains off, get lighting power, so I shouldn't get even more curly hair. Right, just remove the panel. Thankfully, it's all bone dry inside. It seems to have come along here and hit the support and then headed this way. So that's lucky. Yeah. Not happy, but at least we're lucky. Right, I'll get on with working out and measuring up and getting sorted out for this tiles. Well, didn't take as long as I thought. There was only one little tiny place where the cut had to be slightly different, and it was out by 0.5 centimetre from one side to the other. That's where we'd added an extra layer of the self-levelling to try and bring it up a bit more, and there is actually a little bit of a difference, so that's fine. I cut that 0.5 centimetre diagonal and then squared it up for the other one, and it actually worked, which is brilliant. So I think I'm going to have a go at doing a mix and then bringing these into line. Aha, found a use for the wastewater from the filter system. I'm going to use it to mix tile cement. Right, I've just poured some in. I'll get it mixed up. Okay, mix is mixed. Now I'm going to post all the tiles with the spacing that they need into this frame. I'm thinking that's possibly the best way to do it, because I want to mount them, put the frame down, but once the tiles are on, I don't want to disturb them and cause an air pocket. Now we did it with this thin little bit of tile, that stuff over there, and it worked. So hopefully this will also work. Change of plan, that's not going to work. The tiles, some of the tiles are stuck in really, really tight, and other ones are really, really loose, so my original idea isn't going to work. So I'm going to do it the other way, which is probably actually the best way to do it and the correct way. Right, we'll come back once I've finished stressing and doing my thing. My best. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would have been based on the practice I had with a small piece. But I've just done it. And see, they're all square, up and down, which is awesome. And I need to clean the tiles up, obviously. And that's how far we got. It's looking a lot better. It's starting to come together now. Intend to carry on going along and then getting this lot finished, and then we head that way.
So you can see the water droplets there. It's really, really difficult to get this on camera.
I'll just get a brush. Yeah.
Maybe that gets it better. I don't know. I can see it. It's screaming at me, but I'm trying to get it on camera for you guys.
Yeah. It could just be because it's so damp and the fire's on and it's just condensation that's caught but there's little tiny little droplets of water.
I would say it is humidity gone up rather than water coming down, was what we found in the past, and we did have problems before we did this.
It was saturated.
It's when it was saturated and it came down, it was also discoloured. It was soil coloured water, if that makes sense, which it would make sense if it's filtered through the land.
Yeah.
This is humidity, 100%.
Yes. However, with caves, you've got two choices. You either tank them completely and have all structural concrete and cement and everything, because it's going to eventually create a void behind with the terrain that we have.
Yeah.
Or you use lime. But you need to be vigilant, especially when it's wet and it's now filtering through, because you get the natural salts out of the rock. And all that is salts out the rock.
Now in time that does stop. You have to have lots and lots of caps of whitewash on here, and it eventually creates a micro cap on the lime, and it stops this happening. But you're looking at maybe 20 coats. It's going to take a long time before we get enough coats on, and
that may not work either.
No,
depending
but
on
we
how
also
bad it is.
we haven't painted this cave. This is natural raw lime plaster at the moment. It hasn't been painted.
No, but this is part of our maintenance. We haven't done it for a week or so.
Yeah.
We haven't needed to in the past, and now it's the water that's coming down the mountain is filtering through.
Exactly.
We need to do it more regularly. We just brush it off with a dry brush. One of our neighbours thought she would wash it off, and it made it worse.
Yes. Yeah. At the end of the day, we are living in a hole in the ground, so it's going to have its special needs.
Yeah. That's right.
You can see this.
Yeah. So come to it.
Yeah.
And you can see that's the damp coming through the land, and it's just coming out.
So
okay,
as I said, that's discolouring, but this isn't.
But it's structurally sound.
Yeah.
It's not going to fall off because the moisture is allowed to pass through. It's not creating a problem behind this.
Yeah.
But it is something that we have to do.
Well, I couldn't call it a beautiful day, but we don't have rain, so grateful for small mercies and all that jazz. It didn't rain all night, only for part of the night. So we're going to take this opportunity to empty the buckets in the outside kitchen and see how much water we've collected.
Yes, and been done. This is over a week where it's been dripping.
Yeah.
And we just thought it's dripping, we'll just leave it. So I'll bring one out, tip it outside the gate, and then I'll go back and get another one. Yeah, it's not dripping.
Good. Those people are going to be disappointed on their holidays, coming expecting lots of lovely sunshine.
Yes. Okay, so.
We're both walking like penguins because this marble is lethal in the wet.
Right. Yeah, look.
Oh my goodness.
That's just one. That's the worst one. I'll put it back with you more rain. Right. That's one.
And the dogs are playing in the puddles. Dover, no.
The other two are nowhere near as bad, near as full.
Okay.
That one also has what we've mopped up as well.
Yeah.
Right. Mind that way, Loki. Loki, mind. There you go.
Crazy.
That was a lot of water.
Yes. I believe Chris videoed something similar to this for you the other day. That was an empty jug before the rain started. this wheelbarrow has been emptied once. It's absolutely full. That is how much rain we've been dealing with. Okay, so you've heard Chris talking about the water, the salt water for the fish tanks. This is my little fish tank. It is seriously overdue for a lot of maintenance. It's only got corals in it. There's no live things in there other than corals. And here we go, water change time.
So what we have in here is what's called a Kenya tree.
That's a Kenya tree.
And that's a green one. That's really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Got hair algae as well.
I know. Down here there are
star polyps, star clove polyps.
And down in there, but they're closed at the minute because the light was off.
It's green star
polyps. And those are mushrooms.
Yes, they're redactus.
Yep. So I'm going to stir all this rubbish up that's on the soil.
Yeah.
So it can then go through the filtration and then it'll come out in the water.
Yes. And the red you can see is the cyanobacteria.
Afraid so. That.
Yeah. It's a bit more cloudy now.
Pumps have all been turned off. I've just left the light on so I can see what I'm doing.
And the heater's off.
Heater's off. The only thing that's plugged in is the light. There's only one light. We've still got English plugs here.
Yes.
Until things blow up, there's no point changing them.
No.
This bit can be unpleasant if you get it wrong.
Yes. And you're going to take it from the filter section.
At the back, yeah, because that's where most of the detritus is going to be sitting.
Yes. It will, yeah.
There, I've reached the bottom.
Lovely. Get ready for your drink.
I did it!
Yay!
That can be disgusting. Mouthful of such salt water.
Yes. Okay, so.
This will take a while because we've only got a thin tube. No,
yes.
Loki, you don't want to drink that, mate. It tastes disgusting.
And it'll give you a poorly belly as well. Yes, this could take a while. But we do need to get the filter section cleaned out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about, what would you say, about 15%, 10% of water volume taken out?
It's off-putting when you look at it, because it's the big area at the back where the pump and the heater and what have you are. So it's actually more than it looks like. We have this separate filtration system that works at the front here. I've got to take that out and clean that as well now.
Yeah, it also it also gives water flow, so it moves around because it's got a pump and that moving the water around.
Exactly, but it also skims.
Yes.
We haven't got space for a skimmer, which you would normally have in a marine aquarium. So that skims, takes all the proteins off the top of the water.
And here we are in our spare bathroom.
Cheers.
It's also our little tank maintenance area for now. Look at that. Yes.
Disgusting, but it means it's doing its job.
Yes, it is. And strangely, because there's no fish in there, none of that is fish poop.
No. So that's the water out. The little filters and pump things, it's actually called a hydra. That's the manufacturer's name, so we call it the hydra. That's why my brain is broken trying to give you a name for it. This little filter system has been cleaned out. We will now put fresh salt water in that Chris has made using the RO and using special aquarium salt. Now, the special aquarium salt has minerals, vitamins, etc. in it. What we are trying to emulate is basically the sea is moving the water all the time. This is an enclosed system. We're trying to take away dirty water with the cyanobacter, with whatever it happens to nasties in it, out, and then putting fresh in. What you cannot do, because we have got life, corals, you can't take it all the way down and put all brand new in, because they are actually animals. The animals will die. That's it. You're shocked. Well, that's one water change done. Things cleaned up. Just got to wait for the water to stop looking so murky, which it'll settle down. You don't realise how much powder in the soil and what have you is it in the soil?
In the sand.
In the sand. It's actually waterborne. I want to say airborne. Oh my goodness. One of those days.
Duh.
So, very happy with that. We'll keep an eye on it and see how everything progresses.
Yep, there's still a little tiny bit of hair algae in the background, but without actually breaking the tank down, that we'll struggle to get rid of that. But all we can do is just keep on top of it.
So, the little hydra that we have in the other tank This is a real one in here.
It's a small skimmer as well.
Yeah. So the way that works is it takes the proteins, the muck off the top of the water, collects it into there. And that is basically fish poo, snail poo, and it absolutely stinks when you clean it out.
Yeah, because we're running this line constantly, it gets an algae build up. So that's about a week's worth. So that needs doing. But in the back we have Cheeto algae, which is really, really stringy. See stuff?
It looks like a pan scourer.
Yeah, and we have this Calopa, and that's actually came from a little tiny piece we picked up on the beach.
Shit.
And it's spread like mad.
Everywhere in there.
Yeah. Right, I'll get that skimmer cleaned up.
Okay.
Yep. Lovely job. Right. There's all that. And then there's all this. Gross. Okay, got to clean this out.
I'll go and get
The special toothbrush.
special toothbrush.
Yes.
Back in the cave.
Yeah.
Right, back in a minute.
Okay. Right. So this is actually a drain line, but we haven't got anything that we can put it into just yet. We did try with a pop bottle, and I left the drain line open, and then that overfilled, and then it just overfilled the pop bottle, and then it went everywhere. So I'm not doing that anymore.
That's it starting up. That's the foam that Chris said acts like a magnet for all the rubbish, and then it collects in this. Just doing its job.
Yes. The idea is not to have it go all the way to the top. What happens is the small micro bubbles come up, and then they break, and it has look like bigger bubbles, and that pushes it up and over.
Oh, is the water settling down now? Huh, you can see the reflection of the camera. There's still some hair algae in there, but I can see it better now to sort it out. What I was more concerned about was the cyanobacter. That's what I'm hoping to clear up. So give it a couple of days, we'll give it another water change and see how it goes. But happy with that. The little Kenya tree's not too impressed, but he'll be fine. He hasn't closed up completely and gone completely floppy, so he's all right.
The mushroom's opening yet, a little.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's very off-putting. I don't know what it's going to be like on big screen, seeing the reflection of the camera in this.
That's it, and close star polyps there opening up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little while, and they get used to the new water, and then a couple of days later when we're doing a bit more,
They'll be upset all over again.
But it's
Part of the
fine.
process.
Yeah.